Lego and Dark Souls, not exactly the crossover anyone expected, but definitely the one that we'll be covering today. Perusing through my favorite fan games on itch.io, I stumbled across the Lego Dark Souls featuring the famous Ornstein and Smough encounter. Seeing the little thumbnail with Lego Solaire, I was immediately sold, so I got to downloading and got to playing. Right off the bat, we're off to a great start as we land on a title screen without any of the fat. There's no options, no image, no nothing. Loading into the game, I found myself at the legendary entryway to the Ornstein and Smough encounter. Now, normally I try to complete these Souls games solo the first time through, but upon trying to get through the door, it tells me that I gotta summon. But I have no qualms making an exception for my dear Solaire. Although, he doesn't seem very happy that I considered leaving him behind. After getting used to some of the controls, we step on through the fog gate and are treated to the most faithful reproduction of the original ONS cutscene that Lego can buy. Even sprinkling in some of that classic Lego humor. The fight is much more chaotic than it was in Dark Souls, as Solaire is immediately flattened, and I find myself getting ganked by the original gank squad. The combat here is somehow more janky than the original Dark Souls, as my swords seem to phase through the bosses, and Smough swings his hammer like a butter knife. I try circling around their attacks, getting them to stick together, even trying to burst one of them down, but I always find myself back at the start screen. In the end, I managed to channel my inner cheeser and start spamming out these unpunishable dash attacks, and I managed to get the first ever no-hit completion of Lego Dark Souls. Unfortunately, with no elevator, we can't meet the lovely Guinevere and plunge on Orlando into eternal darkness. Huge shout out to Cloudless Studios for creating this masterpiece of a Lego Dark Souls fusion, and if you really want to play it, it's free on itch.io. Go get 'em, champ.